Good afternoon and welcome to this quick overview of the VNI Galil and R4 picatinny rail kit. This will be pretty brief, so if you have any questions afterwards, please don't hesitate to contact us directly. If you're unfamiliar with our company, we've been working on an improved version of the Galil, known as the Jayco Rifle project. The driving principle behind that design is to take advantage of all the developments that have been added to the AK platform over the last few decades and adapt them to the Galil. That would include making use of a stamped receiver, adding accessory rails, and a side folding adjustable stock. Our project is listed on the crowdfunding Gun Dynamics website, so if you're interested, please go take a look. What's not mentioned in that video is that we know that there are several countries that have stockpiles of Galil rifles that are still in good working order and that do not frankly need replacing right now. For that reason, we're also offering upgrades that would bring older rifles up to a modern standard. This rail is one of those upgrades. Now, before we get to how the kits work, let's first look at the specifications. This is what you'll receive in the kit. Two stamped mild steel brackets that are 1 mm thick. They're DC01 grade steel. Two milled picatinny rails that are made of 6061 grade aluminum. 14 M3 screws and angled washers to go along with them. One M5 anchor bar that is going to be a little bit longer than required, so you'll have to shorten that. That's just to give you a little bit more flexibility if you need to tension the components of it. And then one M5 coupling nut, just a standard coupling nut that can be used in lieu of the front gas tube, rail and bracket. That's just to save weight. One thing to point out, the carbine and full length rifle kits are one and the same. If you are fitting it to a carbine, you need to cut off this mark notch on the gas tube rail so that it's short enough to fit. This is what the kit looks like assembled, and this is what it looks like fitted to a rifle. The front bracket's been welded in place using an arc welder and the rear bracket a spot welder. You don't have to use the same attachment technique. Silver solder or drilling and welding on the inside of the brackets works perfectly fine. We'll leave that up to you and your gunsmith. The kit works by locking the dust cover horizontally into the gas tube. This has always been the weak point in using the dust cover to fit optics. Generally, the half moon spot or slot at the front is the most difficult to obtain consistent positioning on. Secondly, you can also then tension the two pieces by screwing out the anchor bar. We'll list an installation video separately. So first of all, the major benefit of this kit is it's less prone to damage. So even if you do drop it, most of the time the first part that will hit the ground first is the dust cover itself and not the rail. Secondly, it retains the rifle's balance. It spreads out the weight. And most importantly for our purpose, the kit holds zero on disassembly. So you can disassemble the rifle, clean it back together, knowing that your zero will not have shifted. So finally then, here is the kit in action. So as shown here, 10 rounds were fired on target, 9 landed on paper. The two targets, number one, the grouping was 3.5 inches. Number two was 3 inches. Now I have gotten better accuracy through hand loads, but this was just to prove that the point of impact remained the same. If you have any other questions, please, as mentioned, to send us a communication. Otherwise, thank you for watching.